Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to International Islamic University Islamabad School's Sahiwal Campus online lectures. This is the lecture of Grade 4 English, Unit number 11, Poem. And the name of this poem is Morning. This is the second lecture from this unit. Dear students, in the previous lecture, we covered the reading and I gave you the meanings of difficult words and I explained you what is described in this poem. We covered the reading from page number 61, and on page number 62, on the top of this page, the poet's biography is given. You people know that what is biography? It is about the life of someone, and this is a paragraph of the poet's biography, poet of this poem, which is that Brand writes poem for adults and children. She was born in 1953 in a village called Guayaquere in Trinidad. In 1970, she moved to Canada where she has lived ever since. She says, each time I go back to Trinidad, I always go to my village to see the ocean there, to breathe in the smell of wood burning and fish firing. Dear student, this is a short biography of this poet. It is described that how does she feel when she goes to the village where she born. Okay, in this lecture, actually, we are going to cover the first part of the exercise from this unit, and the first part of the exercise is questions and answers. Here, the questions are given on the page number 62. You people will read out the questions from your book and think of the answers of these questions. I will also give you the solution of all these questions, and you will have to write down the answers of these questions in your English classwork notebooks. So before we begin with the lecture properly, just make sure that you have your English students book, English classwork notebook, and your complete stationery with you so that you can write all the stuff in your notebook. Listen to the teacher attentively and write down everything asked by teacher in your notebook. If you find anything difficult or anything that you don't understand, just wait for the discussion session. Thank you. Now open page number 62 from your students book where these questions are given. Dear students, I hope it will not be very difficult for you to answer these questions because these questions are extracted from the poem that you already have understood in the previous lecture. So let's begin. Open your English classwork notebook and prepare the classwork page by writing date and day on the top of the page. Write topic of this lesson, and the topic is poem. The subtopic is questions. Now please prepare the index properly. Okay, dear students, these are recorded videos, so if you need to write down anything during the lecture, just pause the video and write down things. Secondly, if you don't understand something or you find something difficult to understand, you can replay the video and listen it again and again until you understand it. Or if you find anything that is still difficult for you after listening again and again, then note down the thing and wait for the discussion session. Now let's come to the questions. Here on page number 62 of your students book, the first question is a multiple choice question. You don't need to write this question in your English classwork notebook because its answer will be marked on your book. And the question is, the poem is about. First option is a visitor arriving in town. Dear students, is this the poem about a visitor? Next option is a fisherman waking up. Is this only about a fisherman? Third option is early morning in a village by the sea, and the last option is a long bus journey. What is the poem about? Yes, it is about early morning in a village by the sea, and the option C is correct option. Just mark it tick or encircle the option C. Now come to the second question, and the question is, the poet talks about day as if it were. Okay, here the personification is asked that about what the day is compared with, And here four options are given. First is a bus, second is a fisherman, third is a rooster, and fourth one is a person. And the correct answer is option C, a person, because dear students, here about the morning, every personification is described as if it were a person. It swept something, it glimpsed its eyes, it awakes someone, it blinked its eyes. So all the features are described here are of a person. So the correct answer is option D. I'm sorry, I mistakenly wrote here C. It is actually option D, and the answer is a person. Mark it on your book. Now come to the question number 3. Write down this question in your English classwork notebook. And the question is, how do we know that there were no people on the street? Dear students, in this poem, how did you know that when the morning begins, there is no people in the street? Yes, you can read here that it is said on the fourth line of the poem that she crept down an empty street. An empty street describes that there is no one in the street. So the answer is because she crept down an empty street. Write down the answer in your notebook. Okay, come to the next question. Question number 4. It is, what were the red streaks that day drew in the sky? Dear students, in the morning, the red streaks drew in the sky. What are those red streaks? Here streaks means, I already described you in the previous lecture, that streaks means lines. What red lines are drawn in the sea? Yes, those are the red rays of the sun. So the answer is the red streaks were the first signs of the sunshine. It means the red sun rays, the fresh rays, the new rays of sun. Write down the answer, question number 4 and its answer in your notebook. Now come to the question number 5, and it is, a fisherman saw her coming. What do you think he saw? Dear students, in the poem, the sentence can be found in the middle of this poem, and the sentence is, a fisherman saw her coming. Who is she? Of course, the poem is about a morning, so of course it is a morning. He saw the light in the sky. That means that morning is coming and night is going. So who is coming? She is morning. Yes, write down the answer in your notebook. Now come to the question number 6. Where was the poet born? Dear students, here on page number 62, on the top of this page, in poet's biography, it is described that she was born in a village in Trinidad. Here the name of the village is given and the state is Trinidad. Write down the answer in your notebook. Okay, come to the page. Come to the question number 7, and question is, why does she like to go back to the place where she was born? Dear students, here in poet's biography, it is said that she likes to go to her village where she born. Why does she like to go? For what does she like to go? Here it is said that I always go to my village to see the ocean there, to breathe in the smell of wood burning and fish frying. So this is exactly the answer of this question. She went back to see ocean and breathe in the smell of wood burning and fish fry. Write down the answer of question number 7 in your notebook. Okay, let's now discuss our today's homework. First homework is from your students book, page number 62. The questions, we have done question number 1 till 7 in our classwork, and question number 8 is remaining. You are required to think of the answer of this question and write down in your homework notebook by preparing proper homework page, by writing date and day on the top, topic, and preparing index. Then you will write down the question and its answer. And the question is, which part of the poem do you like best? First, question's first part asks you, that what is your favorite part from this poem. Of course, I don't know that what is your favorite part from this poem, so this question is for you. And the second part of this question asks you the reason that why do you like that part of the poem. So give your answer in your English homework notebook. Secondly, I have another homework for you people. Open your English workbook, please, page number 42 and 43. On page number 42, the unit poem begins, and here the exercises is exercise 1, 2, 3 and 4. You will have to do all the exercises from page number 42 and 43. In these exercises, some questions about word phrase and um, sentences are asked. On the page number 42, you are required to add the commas. Here comma is for separation of a phrase from the complete sentence. You will separate a phrase by adding comma in between the sentences. On the second exercise, you will just have to fill the blanks with some phrases. On page number 43, the exercise number 3 is write L for list, WP for word or phrase, and SP for speech. Commas have been used in the following sentences. Dear students, when in a sentence some things are described, just like on in the sentence number 3, he had his bat, his pad, and his gloves. Here a list of some things is given, and we added a comma to separate the objects of this list. So in the blank of this sentence we will write L because it has list in it. Similarly, you will have to write WP and SP. Next, exercise number 4 asks you to put the commas where they are needed in this paragraph. A paragraph is given, and you will just have to add commas in the sentences where they are needed. I hope you all have understood that what is to be done in this homework. If you have anything to be asked, then please you can ask your question through WhatsApp, or you can wait for the discussion session. Make your homework done by the next lesson so that we can move forward smoothly. This is the end of today's lecture. Good luck, dear students. Allah Hafiz.